Welcome back to another video on the LUFC RF channel, and this is 18 things you never knew about Leeds United. Now, leedslist.com is the one that's giving me these facts, but yeah, there's going to be some stuff on here that I don't know. Probably quite a few things, because a lot of this stuff were from ages ago, I'm sure. But anyways, the first thing, formed out of disgrace. Before there was Leeds United, there was Leeds City. The club was formed in 1904 and played at Ellen Road. Managed by pre-war legend Herbert Chapman at one stage during the First World War. However, the club came under fire for illegal payments to players, and they were expelled from the Football League, with the new United side forming in the Midland League. So it's quite interesting. I knew that there was Leeds City before Leeds United, but yeah, I didn't know for the reason, and that is obviously the reason. Entwined with the Vale. Believe or not, Staffordshire club Port Vale were greatly entwined in Leeds' early days. They were the lucky side who prospered from Leeds City's demise, taking their placement in the Football League. When Leeds finally joined them in the second division in 1920, who did the Whites play in their first professional game? That's right, it was the Valence, I think that is, from Burslem, who came out victors 2-0. So another interesting fact there. Revie to thank for your footy shirt. While Don Revie was dominating English football on the pitch with his brash 70s team, he was also revolutionising it off the field. You've got him to thank for having to fork out £50 a season for a new home shirt, as he saw the opportunity to sell replicas, and Leeds United were the first team to do so, with the help of sportswear makers Admiral. Others soon followed. If it wasn't for the Terriers, they are White Rose rivals now, but Leeds has plenty to thank Huddersfield Town for. Former Leeds boss Herbert Chapman was their manager, as United started out going on to win the first division 3 times in a row. So was the respect between the clubs. The Leeds' first ever kits were the Terriers' blue and white vertical stripes, while Town loaned their West Yorkshire neighbours £35,000 to get the club off the ground, only to be paid back when United won the first division titles for themselves. They'd have to wait until 1969 for the money back. But it was Real Madrid for inspiration. Former blue and white stripes in the 1920s to the city's famous blue and yellow in the 1930s and royal blue shirts in the 1950s. Just how did Leeds become the Whites? Well, it's the man Revie again, taking inspiration from the 5-time champions of Europe, Real Madrid in 1960, the Whites, they'd be forevermore. The rarest Leeds shirt of all time. Only a few clubs in the modern era have had a shirt that was never released to the public, and that's usually for the special occasions such as cup finals or anniversaries. However, due to an eyesore of a kit clash, makers Asics made a yellow version of their home shirt with buttoned collar, especially for the 5th round replay at Port Vale. Them again in 1996, with only enough made for the squad who played it, can cost up to £200 to get one. So it's Leeds with the kits again. So yeah, thank Leeds for your kits, boys. The first manager's long history. Dick Ray will always be in the history books of football in Leeds. He was Leeds United's first sole manager in 1910 to 20, before taking the job on again from 1927 to 1935, gaining promotion into the top flight twice. However, he also played for Leeds City for 3 years and was a part of their team for the first ever Football League appearance. First league title at Shankly's Liverpool. Beating Liverpool in the 1960s was never an easy thing to do, and beating them at Anfield was even harder. So when Leeds United and the Reds were locked horns in a two-horse race for the First Division in 1968 to 1969, with the penultimate game of the season between the two sides at Anfield, many feared the Whites wouldn't see it through, despite their 4-point lead. However, they got it done, and 50 years after the club's formation, they mastered the land. With Shankly's remarking, Leeds are worthy champions. They are a great side. The Gentle Giant's remarkable record. Standing at 6'2", John Charles was Leeds' first proper superstar, and he was built for the part. The Welsh international scored 153 times in 308 league games for the club before departing for Juventus and becoming one of the most successful teams ever. Throughout his career, the Gentle Giant was remarkably never booked or sent off, which in this day and age is almost unthinkable. So back then it was harder to get bookings. I mean, probably if you hit someone in the head, you wouldn't have got booked. But yeah, that was them. Cloughie cost an awful lot. Brian Clough's ill-fated times as Leeds manager has been well documented over the years, in particular with David Pearce's incredible play that damned United. However, it was a costly win more ways than one for the clubs whose reputation had gone through the mud, as Cloughie bagged a record 98,000 payoffs for his 44 days in charge, a huge sum at the time. Ellen Road wasn't always that. It's always been the home of Leeds United, but Ellen Road wasn't always known as that. In its early days, it was known as the Old Peacock Ground, as our nicknames, or one of our nicknames, are the Peacocks, because of the pub which faced the stadium. It remains as that until 1899, when the opening of the new stand saw the ground rechristened as crumbs. I can't. Terrible at spelling. As it's known today. Ridsdale's fish weren't cheap to keep. The day of Peter Ridsdale's running Leeds United conjures memory many White fans would like to stick in the depth of their mind rather than relive. However, if black comedy's your thing, it might cause a few laughs that it's been revealed that the former chairman once charged the club £20 a month to keep his fish tanks full and flowing. Crackers. I mean, they were the bad times when we had Ridsdale. That was when we went to League One. Nearly got expelled, or yeah, like basically what Bury. That was us. Nearly. 1972 gave us more than just the FA Cup. The one and only time Leeds won the FA Cup is one of the proudest moments in the club's history. The 1-0 win against Arsenal, thanks to Alan Clark's 52nd minute winner, will forever go down in the annals, and certainly and particularly as it was the 100th anniversary of the competition. However, the cup final also gave birth to Leeds' longest standing legend, the terrace anthem Marching On Together. That was great. Marching On Together. This song is as synonymous with the Leeds as any other football club's anthem is to any other club. However, Marching On Together wasn't originally penned as a song's title by Les Reed and Barry Mason in 1972. The song was in fact known as Leeds, 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 but its memorable chorus of Marching On Together has gradually taking over in the past 44 years. Smugged, loved and hated. Mention that name around Leeds and you might get a difficult reaction. The Rothwell-born and bred lad was a hero for the Whites, scoring 56 times in 228 matches until the club was relegated from the Premier League in 2004, when I was born, but yeah. His departure would have been understood, but it's not Leeds' biggest rivals, Manchester United. Although he left under a cloud, he's actually the last player to score against the Red Devils for Leeds in the top flight. Traitor. Orange kits can stay in the Netherlands. Don Revie was a superstitious man, sometimes with good reason, and there was no better example than what cropped up in September 1970. In a game against Stoke City at the Victoria Ground, Leeds was forced to wear different colour away kits, orange, for the first time ever. Leeds United crumbled 2-0 and Revie was so peed off he reportedly burned them after the game, never to be seen again. Who would blame him? So, yeah, obviously the orange kits of Leeds never worked. Friendly, not for Leeds Lions. There's no greater source of pride for a Leeds fan than seeing one of their team make their mark for the English national team. For Trevor Cherry, however, it comes as an embarrassment, as he was the first ever England international to be sent off in a friendly match when he got caught in a scuffle with an Argentinian, Daniel Bertoni, which saw Cherry lose 2 teeth. It also meant he was only the third English player to have ever been sent off for the national team. And finally, League One or Division 3, whatever you want to call it, until the dark days of 2006 to 2007 season, Leeds United have never been below the second tier of English football. It meant the team digging to get back out, and although it took its time, they started off their first campaign in the third tier with a 2-1 win over Tranmere Rovers, courtesy of a Trezor Candle 89th minute winner. And there we go. They are 18 facts you didn't know about Leeds. So, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace.